is healing at the table, where I find inner healing for my soul. This is healing at the table, where I find inner healing for my soul.
Hey everybody, peace and blessings be upon you on today. We are so happy that you decided to join us on February 4th. Happy Black History Month to everybody that's watching. We appreciate you, your support, and all of that great stuff. We're back. We're global. We're healing at the table every day. It never stops. It's an ongoing journey throughout this life. We are healing. We are healing. We are moving forward. We are doing what God has called us to do. And we just want to let you know that you can heal too. So don't ever fret. Don't ever forget that healing is a journey. I want to go over a few things before I introduce my special guest. I want to kind of talk about a little bit about Black History Month. I don't know much. But what I do know is that a young lady by the name of Della Reese, one of our ancestors, she was the first Black American talk show host that was syndicated back way before our time. So I just want to give her a shout out. She's gone, but I just want to let you all know that when you are doing what God called you to do, you're not the first to do it. It's somebody that has done it before you. It's somebody that has already paved the way. So you don't have to make this journey hard. It's going to be challenging. You're going to have people that's not going to support, but you're going to have people that will support you. And that's where you tune into. That's where you focus most of your energy to. Also, I want to shout out to the people who have made this thing possible for me, who was a guest prior to today. We have Tyson that came through teaching us how to transform our minds and our bodies. We have Shonda, who's way on the West Coast. I like to say that she's way in California. She tuned in as a guest, and she was able to help us understand the purpose of anxiety. And then we have Evangelist Jillian Williams, who came through helping us drive through the storm. And today we have Sierra, the new Sierra era, the lock therapist, coming through to help us get our mind right, help us stay booked and busy. Sierra, thank you for joining.
You're so welcome. Hello, everyone.
Oh, tell us who you are, what you're about, and all that good stuff.
So I am the new Sierra era, and like Ashley said, it is Black History Month, so I got to throw in my Black history. Madam C.J. Walker, because I am a stylist. She was a stylist before. She paved the way for so many other stylists and product specialists and weave people selling hair, just whatever. The doors are open for you. There's no limit to what you can do if you just have faith and stay focused. God will prosper your plans. He says write it down and make it plain, and that's what I did in my journey. I wrote my vision down, the vision that he gave me, and it came to pass. It happened. I'm doing hair now, just do locks. I used to specialize in doing everything, and I used to do everything. So now I specialize in just doing locks. So that's what I love doing. I make my own products for some of my clients, and that's my thing.
Well, thank you for saying that. And I remember when I asked you to do the show with me, you said yes, no hesitation, no reservation, just yes, I'm going to do it. And what came to me was booked and busy. And I asked you when you first started doing hair, when you went out there and said, okay, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to learn this trade, I'm going to learn this skill, and I'm going to get out there. And I said, were you always booked and busy?
So you know what? I'm going to tell you my story on how I started out. So I came from a corporate world. I worked for Barron & Budd, a law firm. I worked for Grant Thornton, accounting firm. When I was there, that's when the Holy Spirit told me to sign up for beauty school. So I'm in an office about this size with another lady that was from Jamaica, and we're working. She's on her laptop, I'm on mine. And I heard the Holy Spirit clearly say, go sign up for beauty school. So I looked over at her, and I was like, girl, I'm about to go sign up for beauty school. And so she kept typing, was like, so what? So I got up immediately, and I called the first school that came to my mind, which was Velma B's in Dallas, Texas, which is no longer there. I called them to see if they had anything available. They did. At this point in my life, I was going through a lot. The job that I was working for, I was only a temp there. Just my car broke down. I just had a lot of different issues. So, not to mention, because nobody knows this, I have a background, a criminal background, so that hindered me in a lot of different ways, but it didn't hinder me for that position at that accounting firm. So anyways, I decided to go to beauty school, and the accounting firm decided to hire me permanently, even with my background. And so when I told her that I was going to go to school, the lady was like, "Are you crazy? You're going to go to hair school? You're going to turn down this opportunity?" I was like, "Yes." And she said, "They don't care about your background." I said, "I know, I understand, but this is a mission from God. I'm going to school." So I ended up going to school. I think it only took me 9 months to finish. When I first started, every student in there would laugh at me because of how I did hair, because I didn't come from a background of doing hair. And so my work really sucked, but I stayed at it and I perfected my craft. And so before I left out of that school, those students that were laughing had became my clients. And those clients that the people that came into the beauty school to get their hair done, they followed me out of the beauty school into the salon. So it really wasn't hard for me to get booked and busy because God had already had clients assigned to me before I even got into beauty school. So it worked out.
That is so good. And I have to touch on that. Booked and busy. God had already assigned people to you before you had that certificate, before you had completed that program. Yes. And the good thing to know, y'all, and I have conversations with people throughout the week, throughout the day, about them starting a business, whether it be jewelry, hair, makeup, podcasting, whatever, and their immediate circle isn't supporting, isn't pushing. But you have to understand that God already called people to share your post, call people to sit in that chair, call people to let you bless them at the crown. You're dealing with a crown. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're transforming somebody's life even before, your hands. You're dealing with their crown, Sierra. Oh, my God. Let's talk about that. How does that make you feel that you're able to have somebody come in your salon? They sit down. We can use Azaya for an example. How she came back from her summer vacation looking dark, not all together, and you anointed. Your hands are anointed to get in her head and transform how she was feeling about herself. How did that make you feel?
It makes me feel good because I feel like I'm doing my job. I feel like this is what God has designed me to do, is to listen to people, be able to give people spiritual guidance or counsel, and just love on people, because sometimes you have to. And sometimes the only way that you can love on them is through hair sometimes. That's true. Just talking to them and just meeting them somewhere. I just love it. Like, I can't even explain it. I just love it. I didn't pick this out because I never wanted to be a hairstylist, but God had this chosen. He had this plan for me. So I'm thankful that he chose me to do this. And I love what I do.
I know that you were chosen for it, not just because you're so good at what you do now, but I remember when I was a teenager, you were living next door, and I went and let somebody play in my head, got some braids, and I did not like the hairstyle. It was horrible. But Sierra was like, don't let that get you down. It's you. You make the hairstyle. The hairstyle doesn't make you.
That's true.
And I carry that even in my transition with what I got going on now. Mm-hmm. You bless my crown. But even with this, I remember those encouraging words, because I'm like, this hair doesn't make me. I make my hair. I make the outfit. And so that help people with that, because
and that's with everything. Even with your clothes, you make those. It's what's on the inside that people see. So when you are confident, when you know who your source is, you'll just flourish. You'll just bloom. People will see that light in you. They'll see that glow in you. So regardless, like today, I felt a little ashamed because my nails wasn't done. I knew I was going to be on here. But honestly, sometimes you're not going to be the way that you want to be. You're not going to be what you think is perfect. But what's on the inside of you that's coming out, that is perfect. That's perfect for whoever now that may need it. So you know, hey, you got to embrace you. You got to love you regardless of what it is, what's going on, and what it look like. You got to stay focused, stay confident, and know who your source is. Know that God is your creator. He made you in his perfect image. So there's nothing wrong with where you are right now and what's going on in your life at this moment. It is perfect. You keep working through. We keep working and keep staying focused, staying booked and busy, whatever it may be. If you're going to college, hey, you're going to stay booked and busy because you got to write those essays. You got to study for those tests, whatever it is. Plan your day out. Be organized. Have some order, and you can get this thing done. We're all doing it right now.
We are. And I want, touching on that again, booked and busy, God has already planned your itinerary. He already planned it. All you have to do is say, Lord, order my steps, and I'm going to follow the path that you put me on.
Yes.
And fear may rise up, but you have to overcome fear by doing. I remember when there was a lot of opposition coming my way, being able to do this podcast. And I'm talking about from the very birthing stages of it. And I was using the studio in Dallas, and I would go to that studio, and I remember the guy asking me, are you going to have the same guests from last season, from last year, as if he had no belief in me. But because the name Healing at the Table speaks for itself, you already know it's global. I don't need somebody that don't believe in me taking money from me. You understand what I'm saying? You want to be able to make this relationship transactional, but you don't believe in what I'm doing, but you want the money. I don't think so. I don't think so.
So what did you do? You found someone else?
I found this one right here.
Okay, yes. Yeah. So you got to have people in your circle that believe in you, and then also at the same time, you can't share your goals and your visions with everybody.
That is
and
true.
It's not because they're all hating on you. You
That
do
is
have
true.
some haters, but you have some people that just don't have that faith. They just don't believe. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot share that because sometimes people can plant little seeds of doubt in you to have you thinking like, well, maybe, maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I can't. And sometimes it's just good to have a secret for yourself. Just have a secret.
It is.
And you don't always have to tell people. Just show up.
Just show up.
Just show up. And they'll be like, when did you do that? Girl, I did that 2 years ago.
Yes. And that's even with buying a home, getting a new car, getting into a relationship. And speaking about that, like for me, okay, I have to touch on this, even though it's not booked and busy, but we have to touch on it because we are flowing in the spirit here. So you said that sometimes you have to keep a secret to yourself. Now, when I'm single, right? So I'm single, and when you meet somebody new, you're excited. So you got that excitement. So now you're sharing that information with a friend or with a friend of me prematurely. You're not supposed to say anything because you're in the baby stages. You don't even know where the relationship is going to go. And by the time it blossoms into something great, you already sabotaged it because you already let the wrong people in that can go behind your back, pray against it, PREY, while you are trying to do your thing in this relationship, but they're blocking. And you don't know because a lot of times we open ourselves up. We don't know what to pray for. But if you be quiet, you just pray for the simple things.
I agree.
Touch on that, ma'am.
Well, I mean, basically, you said it. Even in relationships, like I'm single as well, but sometimes you are in relationships with someone, whether it's a friendship, your homegirl, and you may be going through something with them, and then you may be going through something with your man or your husband or your wife, and then you want to go over here and get counsel from one of your friends, Sometimes that's not the good thing. It's not the best thing to do. You need to get counsel from God. Talk to him, sit on it and meditate and wait to get whatever he's going to give you from it. Because sometimes getting it from a friend, you're going to tell them something. They might not tell you something that's good, that's going to be beneficial for you. It might have been beneficial for them, but it might not be for you. And then when God is in the midst of it and he's working on you and he's working on your relationship and y'all have a little storm or whatever's going on, he'll send somebody to come give you a word. You don't have to go ask anybody for anything. He'll send somebody. But you just got to stay in position and just stay focused and keep your business to yourself. Keep your business to yourself, because when you start throwing seeds out everywhere, you got weeds growing up everywhere, and you guys just can't even get to the harvest because you got all these weeds just sprouting up, and you steady trying to till and pull, but you're steady letting this stuff out. And my thing is now for this year, Stop focusing on the problem.
Come on.
What's the solution?
Come
What's the
on.
solution? Like, what is the solution? I remember reading a book. I don't know who the author is, but the guy said in the Bible, God never talked about the problem. He never prayed, God, can you please do this? God, Jesus, can you please do this? Can you please do that? No, I am. Or just he spoke those words. He spoke what it was going to be, you know? So that's the same thing. If in your relationship, if it's not going well, speak those words that you want.
Right.
Speak into it. Speak life into it instead of cursing it.
Yes. And Sierra, oh my God, I have trained myself on a daily to train my ears to hear faith. And if I'm talking to somebody that's doubting what I'm believing, doubting the situation, I don't want to deal with that person at that time or ever if you're going to continue to come and be negative. The thing is, God gives us all a measure of faith. And when we don't exercise that measure of faith that he has given us, we are now not pleasing him. And he said it's impossible to please me without faith. So I believe that everything that I touch is blessed. But if somebody come my way and say, I don't think that's going to work, well, you're doubting the vision that God gave me. And when he called me to it, you wasn't there. It wasn't a conference call. When God showed me the vision, it wasn't televised. So it was for me to see, it was for me to hear, and for me to work the vision, believe him, and what he say, write the vision down, make it plain. You touched on that earlier.
But you know what? Sometimes you have people around you that they want to see you win, but they just don't see how you're going to do it. They think it's impossible. So I think some of those people that are around us, we're here to show them what faith is.
Yes.
And so when they're around you and they're doubting, and they've been right here with you, sticking right next to you, watching you go through this process, you're building their faith too.
That is true.
You're building their faith. So sometimes you keep some of those people around. You know, you keep them around. Well, God will tell you who's for you and who's not.
But he'll cut them off too.
That's
so
true.
If they supposed to be there, I don't have to do no cutting. He will allow them to remove
They'll
themselves.
remove themselves, yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
We talk about this in a chair.
Yes.
At the shop, we be going in.
Yes, they will remove themselves.
Oh, my God. So, booked and busy. Okay, so if somebody is watching this show and they're saying to themselves, well, I want to do conferences. I want to do a master class. I want to do what she's doing. I want to do hair, but they don't have the faith. They can't see clientele following them. My advice would be go find the clientele. But what would you tell them?
But first of all, you need to figure out why you don't see clientele following you. You need to figure out why you don't think that you're great and capable of having what the next person have, or even more, or just whatever. God has he's given all of us a blessing. He has given us, we are all kings and queens. We are heirs to the throne. So why can't you? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why. So maybe that's something that you need to go back and work on and pray to God, go get some counseling or whatever.
Yes.
So that you can have that mindset that, hey, I am able, I am worthy, I can.
Yes.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I would say, like with a house, you have a blueprint. Before you build a house, you have a blueprint. You have different levels to building a home.
Yes.
Set your blueprint out. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Organize, get it in order. And like the Bible says, write it down. Write your plan down.
Yes.
And you start checking off your list as you go. You know, hey, if you want to be a hairstylist, first thing you need to do to be legit, you need to go to beauty school. Go to beauty school.
Yes.
Go get all the training. Put yourself around people that's doing it, because you're going to need mentors and coaches if you want to be great. So put yourself in that position. Be around those people that you want to, that the people that are doing the things that you want to do. Put yourself in that circle.
Yes, and we talk about that all the time because people don't want to listen to anyone. They think they know it all. And I'm not saying every one of us are like that, but there are a remnant of people who they want to be so great. They want to be great. They want to do all these great things. But what they fail to do is get coaching. They fail to get counseling. They fail to get that mentorship. It's nothing wrong with having a mentor. If I want to do hair, which that's not my calling, but I will go find somebody who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another thing with me doing my show. I know that I'm not called to everybody, but I'm called to a global audience that need what I have, that need what you have, and they need to be here in this season to receive. And then you have people saying, well, I think you should do it this way. Well, I think you should do it that way. Well, what is God saying? What way
What
is
is
God
God
saying?
saying?
And
Right.
if you're not in agreement with what God is saying, I can't follow your leadership. So all that mentor, that coach, that counselor, they're coming in, they're in agreement and alignment with the things of God if that's how you chose your leader to help you. And then not only that, they're not just patting you on your back saying everything is all good and all well when you need some correction, but you have to be willing to receive someone to correct you. But if people want to be out here correcting others, but they don't want to receive correction. How can you? How would you address that to somebody who's saying, "Oh, I want to be so great," but they don't want to follow the great people who went before them?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know, because if they're not taking correction from people, they're not going to take my advice, you know?
Wow.
So if they come to me, you know, everybody is their healing and their journey is different. So I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure. I'm just walking my journey and I'm helping the people that I'm supposed to be helping. And if you don't want to be corrected, that's something that, you know, that's not my issue. That's your issue with your father. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with me, because guess what? If you don't want my help and if you don't want this correction, I am not going to trip on you. I'm going to keep on going, because there's things that I got to do for myself. And there's people, like they say, you run track, you got to pass that baton.
Yes.
There's somebody I got to pass that baton to, or somebody's waiting on me, you know, to come get it from them. So I cannot slow down just because you don't want to put in the work. You don't want to get the mentor or the counsel. You just want to be a creator, just like you just came down here and you created yourself.
Yeah, that's what they change their own diapers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. And so my thing is, when we are healing at the table is not limited to your emotional well-being. It's financial. How do you deal with people? How do you deal with money? When you go out in public, are you embarrassing your children? Are you embarrassing yourself? How are we healing at the table? You can't really be healing if you're always on a move. At what point are you going to sit still, go within, see that you may be the problem in these situations you keep finding yourself in? Somebody asked me the other day, you know, I was saying, oh, you know, it's a possibility somebody put a curse on me. I'm still single. I'm 38 and I'm ready to mingle. And they was like, well, have you looked into some things that you may have done in those relationships? And there could have been some things that I could have improved on. So I'm not going to dismiss that. But what I am going to say is that who is supposed to be with me will accept me, flaws and all, as I am getting the help that I need. But we are healing on a daily. I didn't wake up perfect, but I woke up like this, but I didn't wake up perfect. You know what I'm saying?
None of us did. Well, you know what? We did.
Perfect in him.
Yeah, perfect in him. So we woke up perfect. So, hey, if somebody told you got a curse on you, I don't have no curses on me.
Nope. Free in Jesus.
I don't have that. So it's all about your mindset. It's what you believe to be real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You create what you have. You create what you think of.
Yes.
So if you think that you're going to be single for the rest of your life, then okay, you're going to be single.
Yes.
But once you start talking to yourself and you start saying, hey, I'm loving. I'm lovable.
Yes.
I have a great husband.
Yes.
My husband loves me. He loves my kids. You know, you start speaking those positive things to yourself. You'll start seeing the transition in yourself before anybody else will.
That is so true. And speaking back to just speaking to yourself, every day I try to say something kind to me. I can't wait on you to do it. I have to tell myself, Ashley, you're beautiful. Ashley, you're loving. You're kind. Exactly what you're saying. And I teach this to my daughter. Look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself you love yourself. Appreciate who you are. And I also tell her, write down who you're mad at. And when you write down who you're mad at, you need to go through each of those names and then go back to the top of the page and write down that you're mad at yourself too for allowing them to hurt you. So let's deal with the forgiveness with ourselves first, because we're so quick to put the blame on somebody else, but we don't never take the time to say, okay, well, what did I do to allow this person to take advantage of me? What did I do to allow them to steal money from me? Why was I so giving to them when every time I needed them, they tighten up their hand? Why?
You know what? So
Girl, I'm feeling this.
That's good. You're supposed to. So when I was in situations when someone made me mad, first thing I want to do is get on the phone. Girl, let me tell you what so-and-so did, you know, and I'm upset. But what I learned, a person that just really would just try to do me in, and like God says, I'll make your enemies your footstool.
Will.
What I did, instead of talking about this person, I started praying for them. And it was hard in the beginning. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, you know, just bless them, God. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? Just bless them, God, you know. But then I started going to detail and just really started praying for them. So then when they did try to attack me, it wouldn't even bother me because I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I love you. You know, I don't know what happened to you in your past. I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm praying for you.
Yes.
Girl, don't even bother me no more. I don't even get upset because sometimes people do stuff. It's just because their environment, where they come from.
That
you know
is
what I'm saying?
true.
It ain't got nothing to
That
do
is
with
true.
you. You know, everybody sees things differently. Everybody's walk of life has been different. So
Yes.
you don't really know
Yes.
why a
Yes.
person is coming at you this way. You don't really know why a person act the way that they do. So when you see that, and if you're, you know, in your right mental state, pray for them. Just pray for them. Just pray for them.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree with that because when people are coming to attack us, the Bible even says, Father, forgive them. They know not what they are doing. Yes, they may be acknowledgeable of, oh, I'm trying to hurt her, but they don't know who you belong to. So when they start touching you, and he said, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. Even if you don't have a microphone prophesying, even if you don't have a pulpit preaching, you're still his anointed. So when they start reaching out, lashing out, bothering you, and you go into your prayer closet and you deal with them in prayer, God is going to deal with them openly. You went and prayed for them secretly. You went and prayed for them in your prayer closet. They don't even know it, but they are publicly trying to humiliate you, make you look less than who you really are. They know you're valuable. They know you're great, but they still trying to tear your name down, but you're praying to your Heavenly Father about it. Oh, he's going to make them out of an open shame right before the people that they are trying to embarrass you in front of. You agree?
You know what? Also, I want to say that sometimes people just want to see how you're going to respond. Sometimes they just want to get a response out of you. And if you respond pleasantly and you're not upset, sometimes they just walk off like, oh my gosh, I done did this. This lady still, hey, how you doing? God bless you.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you just have to walk away because that's energy that we're using. We're using
Yes,
that energy.
too much.
And it's too much.
Ooh.
I can't use all that energy because baby, I'm here to love. I ain't here to hate. I'm not here to be angry. I'm not here to be mad.
Yes.
I'm here to love, spread love. I'm here to give good energy and hopefully get that same good energy back. You know what I'm saying? But
yes. Girl,
yeah.
You want to finish? Go ahead.
No, that's okay. But that's basically it. Like if you are in that mind state and you're just bitter and you're just hating, all I can do is step aside and let you do that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here and pray for you.
Yes.
I'm going to try not to talk about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I'm a human too. But I'm going to go over here and pray for you.
Yes.
And I'm going to let you do your thing. I'm going to walk away.
Yes.
Because see, I'm just Sierra Carter. I ain't Jesus Christ.
So
I'm going to let him do what he got to do or let God do what he, Yahweh, Yahshua, whoever y'all want to, however y'all call him or address him.
Come on.
I'm going to let him work on you, and I'm going to just do what I do over here while he's working on me. I'm going to just pray for you, but I don't have time for that. My mind is focused on other things.
Facts.
Yeah.
And so I want to say this too, like you said, people will try to get a response out of you. And if you say that you're a spiritual person, Christian, Buddhist, whatever walk you're walking on, and you have an agitated person trying to agitate your spirit, and they get a response out of you that they was not looking to receive, and then they go about their day because they're like, oh, you know what, I thought that I was going to get him or her out of character, but they wasn't able to. But if they get you out of character and you're having one of those off days and you respond to them in a negative way, they're going to try to highlight that and say, you know, look at you.
Because I'm human. I am not perfect.
Yes.
I did not die on the cross.
No.
You know what I'm saying? For nobody's sin, and I don't think I would today. So I'm okay with that. If you pushed me a little bit too far, I may go off on you, but then I'm going to turn right back around and say, God, please forgive me. And I may even come to you and apologize and say, hey, I'm sorry.
Now, I do that. Now, if I step outside of character, like you said, because we are human, I will go back and say, you know what, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Some people have so much pride that they can't come back and apologize. But like you said, that's on them and their maker.
Yeah, that's their. I can't focus on what you got going on. I can't. If you don't want to apologize, that's fine.
That's fine. That's on you. And I want to look. Okay, y'all. I have to just say this to everybody that's watching Facebook, Instagram, and soon to be YouTube. I thank you for watching. I can't really chat with y'all because I be engaging, but I want to say thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support, and I will chat with you all as we close the interview, but we're still going. But I want to just acknowledge y'all. But yes, so booked and busy. So you're booked and busy. And when you're booked and busy, you can train other people how to be booked and busy. The reason why I say that, because in July, I would like for you to attend the masterclass and teach people how to be booked and busy.
Absolutely.
And the reason why I say that is because even though I'm the presenter, I'm presenting this master class. Yes, I'm a master in forgiving and going back and apologizing, but you're a master in being booked and busy. So I think it's crazy to put on a master class that's 5 or 6 hours long and it's only one master in the room.
Right.
No, God has created so many of his children to be masters in so many different areas that it's not a one-man show. We on the same team.
Listen, speaking of that, went to church and the pastor was saying, he was like, we all are a master of something. So somebody
I wasn't even there.
Somebody got a dog. You're a master of that dog. You're a master of that house. You're a master of those books. He said, and it's so funny because we are all bosses, regardless if you work for somebody or not. You're a boss of something.
Yes.
And it's funny how a boss could try to tell another boss how to do something. You know, or just it's just crazy. So speaking of that, yes, I think I just agree with you.
Yeah,
it should be a room full of people working together.
Yes. Because look, Jesus. And we go back to him because that's who we know. But we go back to him, he had 12 disciples. So his job was to train them to move like how he moved. And not to sit up here and just, but the thing is, they all was great in their own right.
Yes, they all had the tax guy, the
Yes,
fisherman. We all come
on.
from different aspects. You know, we all come from different backgrounds, and so we can all bring different things to the to the table.
Exactly. We healing at the table.
We healing
y'all.
at the table. That's basically it.
Yes. So I want to be able to bring masterminds in a room and then bring other people who are saying, you know what, I'm trying to get like that. I want to be in that room with them. And then they go out and they create a room of other masterminds. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, and another thing, and I want to touch on this when you brought up the church. Okay, y'all. Yes, we're booked and busy, but I have to bring something up about the church. You can start out being a member at a church and they prophesy to you every Sunday or every Wednesday that you're there that you're so great and that they see you doing great things. But when God started rising you up to do those great things, then they want to sit you down and they want to say that you're being disobedient and, oh, you want to start your own thing. But isn't that what we are supposed to do? I gave birth to a child. She's not going to stay in my home forever. I want her to expand. I want her to grow. I want her to do better things than I did. So with your boys, with your daughter, you want your kids to do greater. You don't want them to stay up under your wing forever. You want them to fly out. That's a spirit of control. If you want somebody to stay under your wing forever and not go out. Y'all stop. Even in relationships with these men or women, they are good as long as you're working your 9 to 5. But as soon as they see God is tugging on that entrepreneurship in you, then now they're jealous because now you're in the spotlight. Now people are watching you. Now people are calling on you, but they want you at their beck and call. No.
And maybe that's not the person for you.
That too. Talk about that, man.
Maybe that's not the person for you
You got
because
the floor.
I feel like if this is your spouse, they're going to be happy for you. They're going to help you. They're going to guide you. They're going to pray for you. And they're going to be supportive of your dreams. When you come across people that ain't really supporting you, don't give you your hand, your claps or cheering you on when you do something, they might not really be for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So those little signs is telling you, hey, maybe you need to cut this off. Maybe you need to cut that off. And then sometimes, like with churches or whatever, when you're up under somebody and they're teaching you how to do stuff, sometimes it could be controlling. Sometimes they don't want you to leave because you're such a great asset to their church. And so they're scared, you know, like, man, I really don't want her to leave. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes they just don't want you to do better than them.
That too. Those are two. So I had a conversation with my sister about that. I said, like, if you're at a church and then you're rising, God is calling you, elevating you, and then you leave because God is moving you to other areas, and it's not that you're going to stop being a great asset to them. You can be a greater asset because now you have some more knowledge. You're even able to more so give and expand their vision because God is elevating you and your finances. And again, speaking of elevating and giving, I have given so much to so many different organizations, nonprofits. I done blessed people's business. I've been taken advantage of by other people, and I'm going to continue to give what the enemy has tried to do in my season of being booked and busy. He tried to make me look at people and say, you know what, you've been taken advantage of. Don't give no more. Keep that all to yourself. The devil is a liar. I will continue to give, but I will be directed by the Holy Spirit. I will be giving when God unctioned me to give. I will give when he tell me to. The thing is, I'm doing healing at the table. To me, it's ministry. People text me and say, keep going, keep going. There are not many who will text me, but there are a few who will text and say, Ashley, keep going. You're doing a good job. But you see what I'm doing, and media costs money. When you go and you pay for your Netflix account, your Hulu account, you're keeping them on television. You're keeping them streaming. Sow a seed into what I'm doing. Not because, oh, it's all for me. I want to be able to help people pay their rent, help single mothers with baby showers, buy people Pampers, and do different things like that for people. I remember there was a time, Sierra, where I did not know if I was supposed to buy Pampers for my daughter or sanitary napkins. So I've been there. So I'm healing at the table, so I can tell you that whenever you sow into this ministry, into this ground, it's good ground. I'm not looking to just take from people. I want to be able to give on a global level, not just here, as far as I can reach, as far as God can expand me.
Amen. Go ahead. Oh, no, there's nothing. I mean, honestly, I agree with you 100%. And then I also feel like God is going to, he got people already in line to do that. You. Just like he had my clients for me. Just like he knew I was going to be your stylist one day. He already has that set up. He already have people in place to give to you. Yes. All you got to do is keep doing what you're doing. You got your platform. Don't worry about how it's going to come in, how it's going this, how it's going that, because your how and your credit and your finances is up above. And they raining down on you now. So you don't have to worry about anything. It's going to come to you. It's going to come. The clients are going to come. The people watching, the people that's supposed to sow a seed, the people that's supposed to reap those benefits of that seed, they're coming. Just don't give up. Stay focused.
Thank you.
I remember going to a church, another church story. This guy said he would preach, and he would only have one person, and that would be his mother. Then the next thing you know, a couple of people started coming. Then a couple of more. And then a couple of more. But he said he was faithful to that one member for a long time. And then the next thing you know, he had a full church of people. A full church. So you just got to be faithful. And you just got to learn. This is not only is this is a learning opportunity.
It is.
It's a growth opportunity.
It is.
It's a faith opportunity.
It is.
There's so many opportunities in this right here where you're starting at.
It is.
So, you know, I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for what you got, your platform. I'm thankful for where you're going, you know, and I'm thankful for where you've been because it all comes together.
Yes.
And it's a great story to tell somebody. There's going to be somebody that you come across that's going to need that story about the sanitary napkins and the Pampers. There's going to be somebody that's going to need these stories about relationships because they're going to feel discouraged or they're going to feel like this. And hey, guess what? You know what? I can tell you about that because I've been through that. You've been through that? multi-millionaire.
Hey,
So. You've been, yes, I've been through that.
Yes.
I've been there.
Yes.
And so when people know that, hey, I've been there, I understand where you're going through, you can reach them.
Yes.
You can reach them.
That is a thing. Like there's a remnant of people that we are to reach. And when I say we, you, people that's been on this show, people that's watching right now. And so if you're watching this platform, share it. If you're watching and what we're saying today is helping you, share it. You know, people think that support comes through the form of money. And that's not the only way you can support somebody.
True.
You can support by saying, hey, look, I know somebody who's really great at styling locks or forming locks, and I'm going to send them over to you. I know somebody who's good at baking, and I'm going to send them to this restaurant. I know somebody who can get your platform, your business out there globally. Come check her out. And so I remember, again, going back to the very beginning stages of Ms.Ash.B. I'm going back to the teenage days where I couldn't figure myself out. I didn't like who I was. When I looked in the mirror, I was too dark. My lips were too big. I wore glasses. And now people are wearing glasses for fashion. Now people are going to see a doctor to get their lips and hands to be the size of mine. My breast was too big. I was developing. Now everybody is going to get all these enhancements. I'm like, I have what you want.
But you didn't value it.
I didn't. Now I know. I'm like, man, I'm a bad mama jamma.
Yeah, you bad.
Look, bad and bougie.
Yeah,
booked and busy. And you know, and that's just real life. We all have some type of insecurities. We have different things that we look in the mirror and that we don't like about ourselves. Yes.
But somebody else can look at us and be like, man, I wish I had that.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I was like this. I wish I was this.
Yes.
You know, and I went through the same thing. I had a problem. I was like, oh, because my family, oh, you black, fast black. That's what they would call me sometimes.
Really?
And they would make fun of me about being darker than everybody else. And so I'm like, I don't know. It bothered me to where I wanted to change myself up. But then somehow, some way, God took that away from me. I was like, shoot, I look good.
Yeah,
You know?
and you do.
I'm like, I look good. I'm aware of this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no choice. What I'm gonna do? You know, I don't want to bleach myself, you know, and come up with any type of cancer or anything like that. But this is who I am, so I'm gonna walk in it and I'm gonna be the best me that I can be. You know, and hey, this is what you get. This is what you get.
And don't throw a fit.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We have to learn how to embrace who we are. Everything that you need, you already have it on the inside of you. So we search for people to give us something that's already in us. And I can only use myself for an example. Relationship. My father wasn't in my life. You know, he was in and out of prison. He was, you know, he was never there. So I dated older men and I looked for that comfort, for that love, for that support in a man. But God is my everything. And so now I look to him. Everything is in him that I need, but he put everything in me. So that's really dope. That's really cool. Like, God, really? You know, even though I didn't get my college degree, you still think I'm dope? Even though, you know, it took me a little longer to grow into how I felt as a person, to like me. When I look in the mirror, you still want to use me?
You know what is so funny to me is like, when you're dating and you're interested to know somebody and you put all this time to learn them, when do you put that time to learn who you are?
Come on.
When do you put that time in to figure out what you really like, what you really value, what's important to you? When do you even put that time in to say, hey, guess what? I'm going to eat healthy because I know my body needs this. And in order for my body to really function on the level that it needs to function on so that I can be great, I'm going to start eating healthy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start exercising. I'm going to take care of me. But then here we go, because I know I'm guilty of it. I have been taking care of other people, making sure that, you know, my man is good. And let me pour into you. Let me give you, give you.
Yes.
But what am I giving me?
Right. Neglecting yourself.
Neglecting myself. And then on top of that, you forget what you like. You forget what you're interested in. You forget it. You know, I had a friend one time, she called me about an issue, and I said she was so unhappy with her boyfriend. Then when she left her boyfriend, she was so unhappy. I said, you have been so unhappy for so long, you forgot what being happy is like.
Wow.
You have to learn how to love yourself. You got to learn yourself.
Yes.
You got to learn
yes.
yourself.
Yes.
And then sometimes when you don't know who you are, you find somebody and you try to attach to them so they can show you the things that you think that you're craving, that you need. But really, all you need is God, and you need you need that healing.
Yes.
You need that healing. Like, you, girl, God is so good.
He
like,
is good, but look, healing comes in so many different forms, y'all. Look, people, we deal with anxiety. We have a nation of people dealing with anxiety. We have people who are dealing with chronic anxiety. But if you just go outside and enjoy nature, if you just go outside and take a walk, if you just go somewhere and meditate, if you just get away from your phone, if you just get away from social media, if you just shut Facebook down, shut this stuff down so that you can feel yourself healing. But you cannot, because you're so quickly on the move. You're going to this post, that post. You're looking at the housewives and you want to be like them. You're jealous of them because they got all of this, and you want to know, God, why not me? Why not you? You're in a place to where he's trying to get your attention. You have to look towards the hills where your help come from. Your help come from above. Come on, people. I'm talking to me too. When I started getting all excited and you see the veins popping out my neck, it's because passionate. I am very passionate about this. And I want people to know that you can heal. My disclaimer, I'm not some magical healer. I'm not going to nobody's house, laying hands on them, saying you are healed. But I'm saying to just try. Tap into the fact that healing could be possible for you. Tap into the fact that coaches are available to you. Hairstylists are available to you. People don't know the importance of a hairstylist. Their hands are blessed. Not all of them. Some of them, they're so blessed that they transform you right in that chair. I could come in looking one way and leave looking a whole different woman from your shop.
And that's something, because when you fix up, it makes you smile.
It
makes you feel good about yourself. So it's just like taking medicine. Regardless of what the situation look like, if you're depressed or you're going through something, get up and fix yourself up. Fix yourself up. Even if you're just going to the mailbox, put your earrings on and your lip gloss. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just got to put your baseball cap on and a little cologne. Make yourself feel good wherever you are. If you're up high living a life, or if you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to figure out how you're going to get your next paycheck. You got to look good.
You have to.
Because it makes you, you just feels good. It just make you feel good. Those endorphins just come out. Like, you feel great.
It does.
You feel great. And then, you had said something. I forgot.
Well, it'll come back.
Yeah, it'll come back. But take care of yourself. Love yourself. Spend time by yourself. Sometimes you need to sit in quiet.
Yes.
You need to sit in quiet, because you never know. God may be trying to speak to you, but like Ashley said, you're all on Facebook. You listen to every sermon, because I'm guilty.
Girl.
You listen to every word of encouragement, because I'm guilty. You're on the phone talking to this person about your problem. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing that. Sometimes you just need to sit still. Sometimes you need to go outside. Do you know how to breathe properly and take in the fresh air and then let it out? Sometimes you got to do that, you know.
Yes.
And just breathing in and
that
out.
just felt good.
Just breathing in and out will change your attitude.
It does.
And people don't know that. So just breathing in and out, just learning yourself, learning what it takes to survive. Take that back. Learning what it takes to live
and thrive.
Those are simple things. Just learning how to breathe. Just knowing that, hey, I need to get outside and walk just for a little bit, smell the roses or smell something that's from nature.
Yes.
And that can help you. That can help you. You know what I'm saying? And then God will talk to you. Like, he talks to me.
He does.
So he will talk to you. He will open up and show you things. And when I get a word from God, it's like a high. I'll be like, woo, I'm so excited when I hear from my Father. Like, it's nothing like it.
It's nothing like it, and I agree, because let me say what I'm guilty of. There has been some times in my life, I would say the latter part of last year, I was holding on to relationships that meant me no good. And because I needed God to heal my inner child, that inner child is that part of you that was abandoned by a parent, that was abandoned by a grandparent, abandoned by somebody, and it started at a young age. So when you grow up, because you didn't never tend to that, you didn't never identify what was causing you to act out like that, you start to gravitate to your spouse or to these unhealthy relationships, and you're pulling on these people to stay. But they're pulling back. They're pulling away from you, because the more you pull on something that's not supposed to be in your world, it's going to be a tug of war. And you're going to be going back and forth with this person, trying to convince them that you are the great. You are the greatest. They should stay with you because you are this, and they don't care, because they were not meant to be or supposed to be a part of your life. And I'm so thankful unto God, and I'm sure some of y'all can be thankful as well when you think about the people that he cut off, the people that he removed, because where he's elevating you to, he don't need them leeching onto you to get what they can get, because they were never for you anyway. So you said something at the beginning of the show. You said that you're not giving energy to negative situations. And I want to say this to you. That word that you spoke to the camera, to the audience, that helped me, because what was bothering me, and I can be transparent because I want people to know I'm human and I'm healing every day. I'm doing this show. I have leaders that I set up under. I have family members, I have siblings, I have so-called friends, I have friends. They look at what I'm doing from afar, but they don't share, right? So a little part of me was bothered. And what bothered me is not that they wasn't sharing, it was the fact that I saw them sharing other people's stuff, right? So I said, oh, I'm not good enough for you to share my stuff. And then the Holy Spirit said, you are good enough. That's why they're not sharing. You are good enough, and I'm going to bring people your way that will share. But see, he knows that I'm bold, and I will address the situation in a person's face and go on with my day. But he said, stop.
Stop focusing on other people. Focus on God. That's where your focus needs to be. On top of that, sometimes you don't know why people don't share. Like, I would be uncomfortable sharing certain things on my page, not because it wasn't good. It's just like, man, I don't know how this person gonna take it, how I'm affiliated with this person, that we work together. I don't want them to think that I'm too spiritual. I don't need them to know. So there's multiple reasons why a person is not sharing. It's not always because they don't want to support you. You know, people support, and then support comes in different ways. I might not share your thing, but I may give into your ministry. I might not do this, but hey, I'm talking about it. I'm telling people about it. So you cannot put your energy on that. You can't put your energy on it, because guess what? Who's doing it for you? Who the person that got your heart pumping? It ain't those people sharing.
Right.
It's your Father.
God.
So if you can get up and breathe every day, if you can get up and walk every day, guess what? He can bring that same energy that he gives you to breathe and walk. He can bring that same energy to have people sit on Facebook and watch on YouTube. True. And when that time comes, it's gonna come.
It is,
and it's here. And then also you said, your friends. You're like, yes, so suppose
friends and so-called friends.
Stop saying that. You have friends.
I have
friends.
I have
the
friends.
ones that are not your friends, you don't speak about.
Yes.
You don't even talk about them. So you have friends.
I'm getting help today.
So it's another thing, guys. It's what you say. It's the words that we use. We have to be careful with the words that come out of our mouth, because we could be speaking blessings over our lives or somebody else's, or we could be speaking curses. Like people say, oh, I ain't got no money. I won't have no money to the 1st. I won't have no money to the 15th. No, baby, my bank is full.
Come on.
My bank is full.
Come on.
My cup is running over. Listen, my check just hadn't cleared this year, but I got $1 million check. I got a couple of them waiting to clear at the bank.
About $1 billion waiting.
So you have to speak those things to yourself. People think you're crazy, but let them think, because they thought Jesus was whoever they thought Jesus was. I don't know. They hated on him. So let them think. People are going to talk about you. People are not going to support you. They're going to do all kind of things, but God is so good that he has a shield around you. He got you protected. That stuff just bounces right off. It doesn't matter.
That is true.
It doesn't matter.
And let me say this. And for the so-called friend thing, what I really need to address is not really so-called friends. It would be more so like just associates, right? So, and I wanted to say that because you're right. I have friends. I have people that love me. and we have acquaintances. And some people are closer to you than others. And I want to say that you're right. It's not that people don't support or they don't like what you're doing. People move in these streets cautiously, and it's their prerogative.
Right.
So you're right. You're right. And I received that.
Hey, I'm here to receive whatever God got for me, too.
Look, we just on a receiving end of goodness.
Yeah, of good. And God is great. He's in control. And we're just here, you know what I'm saying? And we're just doing whatever he wants us to do for his kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We're here to build his kingdom.
Yes.
We can't worry about, because we got an assignment.
We are.
We are on an assignment. We can't be worried about what the next man is doing. We got to stay focused on what we're supposed to do and get this list checked out and moving forward.
Check the list.
Because we're booked and busy.
We're booked and busy.
Not only are we booked and busy in our careers as hairstylists, as a talk show host, podcast, but we're booked and busy on God's assignment.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I tell my audience, what I'm doing today, it is an assignment, a mandate from heaven. I have to do this. There are going to be some shows where I'm just going to come in here and talk to y'all. I'm going to give you what he's giving me. I may not have a guest, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to give it all I got because I know that I'm on assignment. We have about 5 minutes left in the show. Sierra, I want you to look in the camera, tell them who you are, how they can find you.
So my name again is Sierra. If you look for me on TikTok, because I'm not on social media at this moment, but if you're on TikTok, I'm the new Sierra Era. That's NEWSIERRA era ERA. And if it's not new Sierra, it's the new Sierra Era. And you'll see me with these two little puffs with afros and some sunglasses and a cute smile.
Very cute smile. And she's very anointed. Let her get in your hair. Let her get you locked up, dreaded up, whatever word y'all would choose to use. But she's very good at what she does. I am so thankful that she's in my head, in my daughter's head, and blessing our crown. But I want to just say to everybody that I'm grateful for each and every one of you that are listening here on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you find this podcast or this interview. Thank you from the bottom of my heart because I do appreciate you. And I want to let you all know that this show is going somewhere. But not only will I be doing interviews with people who are small business owners, people who are in ministry, I'm going to interview people from all walks of life. You don't have to believe the way I believe. I want to get to know you, and I want to know why you believe the way you believe. So I'm a very balanced person, and I'm very open to your experience and what you're doing. And again, if you want to donate to this channel, if you want to donate to the show, Healing at the Table 23, and that's Cash App. Also, I want to say that I would like to, sometime soon, late spring, I will be bringing a dating show. It's going to be Healing at the Table Dating. So I want to be able to see people with their spouses, with their God-ordained person. So you got to be open to come on here, let me interview you, get to know you. And look, I'm a next Chuck Woolery, okay? Look, love connection up in this piece.
Hey.
But yeah.
The spiritual connection.
Spiritual connection. But thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Thank you for having me. And thanks to your fans for listening to me. I'm thankful.
Yeah, we're in a season of being thankful and being grateful. And I could just say more, but I know we short on time. But I really appreciate you. And I just pray that everything that you touch is blessed. I pray that everywhere your footsteps are ordered by God, that you're walking into expansion, that everything that you do, everything, every connection, every business connection, every door that you go through is nothing but global doors, global opportunity. I pray that people are thinking about you right now to sow into whatever you're doing, to sow into whatever business you have. Someone is sitting somewhere waiting to write that $1 million check to you. Somebody is somewhere sitting, looking at you on here saying, let me find her. Let me invest. Let me help her get global shops. Let me help her set up shop, not just in Dallas, but all across, even in Atlanta and Los Angeles. Like, come on, let's get Sierra name out there. Somebody is watching.
Amen. Let me give y'all my number.
Go ahead.
214-430-2447. Again, that's 214-430-2447.
And again, we appreciate you all. This has been a really great show. We will see you next Saturday. And we love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
This is